with your energy forecast for Friday, September 29th. So welcome to the full moon day. Of course, we have the moon in Aries energy, the full moon popping off at 5:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a lot going on. I'm going to recommend that you listen to the astro forecast that I put out for this event, that you download your moon guide, that you bust out your Libra season e-guide as well, to get as well informed about this particular energy, about this particular catalyst of change, if you will, that marks the disruption of the situations, the foundations, the structures that are needed in order for us to try something new, for us to try something different. So, of course, in full moon fashion, there's a lot of intensity, a lot of emotions, especially with this Aries energy. There is possibilities for blow-ups and boil-overs, all kinds of different pressure points, really triggering and activating this expression of emotion in order for the old self to be heard and the new self to actually be seen. So there are 7 different aspects here today, 6 of them going to involve the moon. We have the moon opposing the sun, as I previously mentioned. 5:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we have our full moon in Aries. This is a very, very interesting dynamic. So again, if you downloaded your moon guide, you're going to see all the different aspects taking place at the peak of this full moon, which is very indicative of some of the changes and transformations that we're currently working on. Now, just as we kind of sit in that peak energy, we will have the moon in Aries energy interacting with Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money in this Leo energy, the heart and soul of the zodiac. This particular interaction isn't as favorable as we would like, but definitely triggering and activating our heart space, which is very much needed in this emotional illumination. And the moon goes ahead and semi-squares Uranus, the great awakener, who is retrograde in this Taurus energy. Now, granted, it's not a favorable aspect. It is creating tension and conflict in order for us to see where the confusion needs to be cleared, where some information and details finally emerging, really shaking things up, really rattling things up. And of course, this is the whole name of the game of this particular full moon event, as we do need things to be disrupted in order to implement new boundaries, try new things. Now, the moon is going to make a favorable aspect with Pluto, the great transformer himself, who is retrograde in this Capricorn energy, really putting a lot of pressure on the inner transformation that is needed before we go ahead and start rearranging, restructuring our physical realms. Because the moon is in a very powerful position, and of course Pluto brings a lot of intensity anyways, this is going to be an empowering shift of our inner realm, just in time for Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, to get into the boxing ring and fight it out with Uranus. So of course Uranus is retrograde in Taurus energy that Venus naturally rules over. Uranus usually brings us an aha moment, an epiphany, if you will. However, a square, they're battling it out. This is like our heart space, what it is that we want for ourselves, what it is that we're being called to pursue, and then the confusion that is still blocking us from being able to see the plan, the path, the strategy that we need to actually see before we can take steps forward. The moon then interacting with Jupiter in a positive way. Of course, he's the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings, who is retrograde in Taurus energy as well. This is going to illuminate for us where we have the opportunity to take action, to make moves, to see where growth is absolutely possible for us. Of course, in a retrograde, we're doing a lot of inner realm examination on whether or not we're still in alignment with our long-term goals, our dreams, our visions that we came into this year trying to manifest. And this gives us an opportunity, now that so much has changed and transpired, to see where new opportunities for growth, for expansion, for abundance, for shifting our belief systems, and where all that is concerned. The last aspect that we have here today is the moon semi-squaring, creating a lot of tension and conflict with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, who is retrograde in this Pisces energy. He's helping us to dissolve the old version of self, the old belief system that the old version of self had. And in the place of those things, we have to build ourselves up in a much better way. The moon in Aries is a great energy to be doing that. We are emerging as this new version of self. We are taking action to put the past behind us. We We are taking the leadership role to really be aggressive and assertive enough to go after what it is that we now want, we now need, we now desire, we now deserve. So yes, this is going to bring a little bit of a serious vibe to the mix. However, we are in a new karmic chapter. We do have new roles and responsibilities that we have to boss up to, but that means getting very serious and somber on what it is that we're letting go of, what it is that we've outgrown, what it is that we're currently moving on from.